Hello and welcome. My name is Tiffany Reed, and I'm an independent consultant and regional vice president in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I would like to congratulate you for having an open heart and an open mind to spend some time with us to learn a little bit about Arbonne as a business. And just a little bit about my background. I'm actually a nurse, and I've been a nurse for 16 years. And I love nursing and I love helping people, but it was not giving my family what we needed financially and time-wise to be able to live the life that we wanted to live. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of a snapshot about like what my life looked like when Arbonne came into it, because we had definitely overspent and we were financially unable to make a lot of choices. And so I was getting ready to apply to graduate school because that is the only way that I thought that I could get our lives back. And I had just gotten back from doing a travel assignment in California, halfway across the country from my family. And I had to stop and think, what am I doing? What are we doing for money? We're giving up time with our family. And I went to an Arbonne presentation, and I was just really surprised that, honestly, this is something that could be so lucrative, and which we'll talk about in a little bit. But my pride certainly would have kept me from having an open heart about it. When I was first exposed, I saw it as a way to support myself through school. And I was just so thankful that I didn't totally lose interest in something that I didn't feel like was part of my plan, because I definitely had my life planned out. And it's been one of the most rewarding things that I've ever decided to do. It's helped us time-wise. It's helped me grow as a person. We've traveled lots of different places as a family because of Arbonne. I don't work full-time as a nurse any longer because I've replaced my income with Arbonne. So I just want you to kind of sit back and watch today and try to be sure that your heart is open and your mind is open, so that, because sometimes our ideas of success and how we get success isn't always what our lives are made to look like. So we're going to go through these slides and look at Arbonne as a business and how it can work for us. So first, Arbonne is it's actually a 36-year-old company now, and we are European-based, which means that all of our formulations are formulated in Europe. They're a much higher ingredient standard than products that are made here in the United States, but our products are actually made here. So they're formulated there and made in the United States. So we get the best of both worlds. And it's a global opportunity, which we'll talk about a little bit more. The biggest part of why it's important of the time that we're established is because most network marketing companies don't make it to their 10th anniversary. And that percentage is upwards of 90%. So if you see people that have businesses like this in their ground floor, they're very, very high risk situations. Okay, we're going to talk about products just for a minute, because what makes our products different is one of the most important parts of our business. We're plant-based, so we have the perfect blending of science and nature so that we have natural products that are not harmful, that actually do advanced things that say that they're going to do. It's very advanced. We've got pH correct, we're vegan certified, clinically proven. It's great stuff. The best part of what Arbonne has to offer is probably what we don't include in our formulations. All of these things on this list are things that don't make it into our products. And parabens, just for example, they're actually known to have a link to breast cancer, and they're still completely legal to put in products. They're preservative, and that is definitely just one little example of what we do not put in our products. We have nutritionals, we have anti-aging, we have cosmetics, hair care, something for everybody, because there are over 400 products. It's really amazing. We're going to talk about two that are flagship product lines, and this is our anti-aging line for men and for women, and it's been what put Arbonne on the map. But now we are not just a skincare company, we're a health and wellness company. And we're not just for women, we're for men and we're for families. So it's pretty amazing. And if you try any of our products, you'll be able to see for yourself what the results can be. One of the biggest parts of what we do and the most rewarding and my favorite is our 30 Days to Healthy Living program. And this is actually an education program for people that teaches people why our food supply is different. It's changed so much in the last 20 years. And there's some things that are going on that are very damaging to our health and to our bodies. And we teach people how to shop, cook, and eat clean. And we give them the rationale and the education behind our food supply so people can make smart and healthy choices for their family. It's definitely an empowering program. So why Arbonne? Of all the companies that are out there, what makes us special? First, we are a consumable product line. So that means that when people use our products and they love them, they need more. And what that creates is a very stable business model from a business standpoint for people that love our stuff and they keep reordering. So I have customers that I've had for the last 5 or 6 years that still order, and that's work that I did one time when I met those people. I love on them, I thank them, but I did that work once. So that's incredible. Demand for health and wellness. This is the biggest boom in our society right now. People are starting to read labels. They're starting to read dog food labels. They're starting to work out at gyms more than ever because our society is fatter than it's ever been before. And there are reasons behind that we help teach people in the 30-day program. But there has never been a time when people want to look younger and be healthier than right now. The ability to leverage time, and this is something we're going to talk about more in a minute. Internet-based business, and we are not only entrepreneurs, but we're also a class called intrapreneurs. And basically what that means is that we operate a small business under the umbrella of a business that takes all of the risk. So they're doing the product development, they're doing the warehousing, the resourcing, they do all of our accounting for us, and we are just out telling people about Arbonne. So if you've ever known a small business owner, probably the odds are you know how hard they work, and usually, unfortunately, their businesses kind of end up owning them. So this is almost backwards of that, and it's really great. Now, why now? And I'm just going to spend a couple minutes and talk about a couple statistics that are going on in our society right now that they're kind of devastating. Okay, 76% of Americans are stressed about work or money. 76%. 85% are unhappy or dissatisfied with their work. So that means you can even love what you do. If you're not happy with the hours that you're spending on it, 85% of people are unhappy. And that is so sad because we spend so many hours as a country working instead of being with our families. It's so sad that high of a percentage are unhappy. The percentage of people that are actually considered middle class is actually declining. We are less than 50% middle class. A few years back, it was over 50%. And what's happening is our incomes are actually on the decline and inflation is not. So like healthcare costs, food costs, gasoline costs, all these things, what that means is that is a formula for a disastrous end for most people's lives because they have been taught that if they go get a job and they go get an education and they work hard, that they're going to be able to retire and spend the rest of their lives, living how they want. And that is just not the reality that is happening in our country right now. And it's there has to be an intervention and you have to do something for yourself so you don't end up in that situation. There's actually a whole generation of people that are getting out of college that have all of these student loans. So they have all these student loans, they get out, and they do not have jobs. I saw a statistic earlier today that said there are 70 graduates for every one job that's available for new grads. So the highest employer of new graduates is Starbucks and Best Buy. And they have all these student loans, and they're just in a place that's really horrible because they're having to pay back their student loans. They're not getting any experience in their career field, and what happens is that their income will actually suffer for that down in years down the road. So those are some very important things to consider when you're thinking outside of the box for what your life could look like. Okay, so what is network marketing? Basically, it is just a form of distribution. So we're able to take, like from traditional retail, we're able to take all the overhead that happens. If you think about just for advertising isn't even on this list. You think about how much money is spent on advertising, paying for Beyonce and other people to advertise for products. We're able to take all of this income and this overhead, and we're able to sink it into research and development so that we have amazing products, and into our consultants, because our consultants are who do the advertising for Arbonne. We are the ones that open our mouth. And if people are still skeptical about network marketing, because there are a lot of people that are, and I completely understand, but in 2013, network marketing was one of the biggest growing sections of our economy. $181 billion network marketing. The NFL was only $9.5 billion. The movie industry, $88 billion. And natural food industry is 90. So network marketing, 181 billion. So those numbers, they kind of can't argue with that very much. So what we do is we help educate people. We educate them about products. We educate people about the business and what we can do. And we teach people to stop purchasing their personal care products that have a whole bunch of bad ingredients in them from their own Arbonne store at a discount. And we teach them to teach other people to do the same if they want to. So it's very simple. So what time leveraging looks like, and this is something that if you truly get your brain around this concept, you might have a hard time sleeping tonight. Because when you start your Arbonne business, most people have a full-time job and they have, a lot of responsibilities, and 10 to 15 hours is usually what people can spend when they're first starting their business. So as you do that and you find people that are looking for you, because people are absolutely looking for creative ways that are flexible to boost their home's income. So you're going to find people, and those people are going to find people. So this is eventually kind of what your team could look like. You find a couple people and they find a couple people. So eventually you're getting compensated for hundreds of hours of work, and you're still doing your 10. And if you think about your job as a career, even people that are extremely highly educated, like a physician or a dentist, what happens to them, unfortunately, is when they're not working, they're not getting paid. So when they go on vacation, they get hit twice. They get hit because they have to pay for vacation, and they get hit because they're not working while they're on vacation. So this is something that a lot of people build, and sometimes things happen in your life, and when you have to step away or you have to put your business down for a minute, you still get paid on your business because there are still people that are building your business. And that is how a global business is built, which is just through things like this Zoom program that we're on right now. This is how we build businesses in different states. This is how we talk to people all over the world. We're in the US, Canada, Australia, Poland, the UK. We're opening, I think this in June, we're opening in New Zealand, and Taiwan will be open this summer too. So we only have a 1% brand awareness. That means only 1% of people in the world know what Arbonne is. Okay, and if you look at that and you look at our global expansion, it's a recipe for an incredible opportunity if you decide for it to be. Okay, so there are 4 ways that we earn income with Arbonne. And to keep it simple, I'm just going to kind of walk you through this. So district manager, these are the 4 different levels of management for Arbonne, and we teach people how to get to district manager in their first 1 to 3 months. Usually the average income at that level is anywhere from $200 to $1,000. Area manager, The average income at that level is anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000, which that replaces a teacher's income in the state of Oklahoma. And I got to that level in about 9 months. And if you think about all the education that's required to be a teacher, I mean, it's just pretty insane. And what happens at that level that actually, this is what first made me pay attention to what was being said at that presentation where I was, is that you can actually will your business to your family for 3 generations. So think about that. This is an asset that you build that you can give to your children's children. And that is simply something that is not happening in our society right now. Okay, regional vice president, that is the level where our team is right now. And they give you a Mercedes bonus. That's what the little Mercedes sign is. For $800 a month, you can get whatever white Mercedes you want. And the average income at that level is anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000 a month. This is what allowed me to walk away from full-time nursing. I still work a couple of days a month because I want to, and because I want to keep my skills up, so I can go do medical mission work or whatever it is that I feel like I can do with that skill set. National vice president, the average income at that level is about $22,000 a month. And I know multiple people that are national vice presidents, and you would think that someone that makes that kind of money working part-time would be, these are the most down-to-earth, helpful, humble people that you've ever met. They want to help you. They want you to be successful. They're not out buying a ginormous house and 5 different cars. They're helping people, building orphanages in different countries and doing things that matter. So the greatest thing about this whole thing is that you get to pick what you want from Arbonne. What I recommend is definitely, like, if you haven't been exposed to the products or don't really know a lot about them, is host. Just get some people together so that you can see what Arbonne is all about. You'll learn a little bit more about the products. You're going to earn products, which then lets you use some products, which will also make you more of a believer. Products are the easiest part of our business. People try them and they love them. You can be a client or a preferred client. A preferred client is one of the best things that Arbonne did, is they let anybody that wants to buy Arbonne at a discount. So for $20, you can purchase it at least 20% off, up to 40% off, and even there are ways to get more off if you want to, but it ships directly to your home. So what this allows you to have customers. I probably have customers in 10 different states, and that is just not possible if you were having to stock at your home, buy a lot of product in your home, and run around and deliver things all night. This is truly where you can grow an international consumer base. Okay, or you can be a consultant. And there are 3 ways that people use their consultant's ID numbers in Arbonne. The first way is just if you want the discount for yourself, and that's perfectly fine. The second way is if you want to maybe sell to your friends and family so you can support your own product use, or if you want to use this to make money. And whether you want to make a little bit of money or a whole lot of money, we know how to help you do that. And we are not in the game of helping push someone who wants just to make a little bit of money with Arbonne into doing something that they don't. We totally respect where you are and what you want out of this business. So I just invite you to dream big, because a lot of our society and a lot of our thought processes in our country right now are very negative. And most people, watching this or listening to me tonight, they're like, yeah, well, that worked for her, but what happened, what about me? Well, that's not going to work for me. But I want you to stop that. I want you to think, and I want you to sleep on this tonight. And I only want you to think about, what if this does work? I mean, how would your life be different? What would you do with it? What would you do with your time? What would you do with your finances? Who would you be generous to? And there are some things that usually will trip people up when they're listening to this. They'll think, well, I don't have time for a business like this. Guess what? If you don't change anything, what is going to be different? You're still not going to have your time. So this is something that you can weave in your life. And honestly, busy people are the best people at Arbonne. they'll think, I don't have the finances to start a business. Well, it's only $79 to start a business with Arbonne. And we know how to help you even earn that with sweat equity, which just means hard work. If you want to work hard, you can earn all that stuff instead of buying anything if you want to. And it's just completely possible. One of the other things is, what will people think? And this is probably one of the biggest things that trips people up. I didn't know that I was so concerned with what people thought until a lot of people that I figured would be supportive when I started my business weren't. And I just decided that those people are not paying my mortgage, and they are not paying my bills, and they are not going to make the decision as to whether or not I'm stuck working a job for the rest of my life or not. I was determined to figure out a way to make this work for my family. I'm trying to think. Oh, I don't know anyone. And this is one of the other ones. You don't have to know a ton of people. You could just know a couple people. Facebook, look at your friends list on Facebook. I guarantee you know a lot more people than you think you do. And we can help you learn how to meet people. It's definitely a skill set of learning how to meet people and starting a conversation and knowing by meeting someone how we can serve them with what we have in this business. So if you had a little tug at your heart, or if there's something that I've said today that really resounded with you, I encourage you to talk to your consultant and really just be honest with them and say, I don't know if this is something that's for me, but I want to learn more. Or, I wish that I had started yesterday. Just please tell us, because we're not in the business of deciding for people, but we're in the business of educating you and letting you make an educated decision. And our team is in incredible momentum right now, and we would love to take you by the hands and help you with whatever your dreams are. So that is it, and thank you very much for your time. Good night.